Okay guys, I hope you had fun with those questions. As always, there's no one correct answer. This is a question of interpretation. The important thing is to identify the problem and to redraft a sentence so those problems aren't there anymore. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these sentences. Could you kindly inform the manager to reschedule the meeting? This is just a mess of a sentence. What you're doing is you're actually putting the obligation on someone else and say, you do this. Well, when we're really saying, can we ask something to happen, or can we ask for something? So our redrafted form has got to take that context into account. So use the appropriate indirect question form. Would it be possible to ask that the manager reschedules the meeting? Here it's appropriate in tone. Okay, we are asking if it's possible because we're asking someone else to change their plans. So would it be possible to ask is better than could you ask, for example. It's a more indirect form. For question number 2, we kindly ask you to reply as soon as possible. Once again, it's a statement that's hiding a question, an indirect question. Could you reply as soon as possible? We kindly recommended you to our client. This is the context where you've got a good relationship with another client and you're saying that you've passed on their details to someone else, and maybe that future business will happen between those two companies. But saying we kindly recommended kind of artificially makes you look good, I guess. That's the aim. That's the reason why we're saying this. But we need to find a better way to do that. So simply speaking, keeping it simple, we have recommended you to our client. And then afterwards you could say, hopefully you'll do business. And if you do business, then please remember that we recommended you, something along those lines. Our manager has asked you to kindly confirm if you're attending the conference. Once again, you're asking someone else to kindly do something, and it just doesn't make any sense. Particularly, we can keep it really simple. We don't need to go to this level of sophistication to communicate a simple message. And the way that I've done this, and I'm just going to make myself a bit smaller here just so you can see, really small as a matter of fact. Could you let me know if you're attending the conference? Our manager would like to know. Now, the reason why I've done this is because getting manager into the question could be a little bit tricky. So I decided simply to separate out the two issues, and then hopefully it creates a much clearer sentence structure and the context is that much easier to understand. Okay, I'm going to pop myself back up here. Can I kindly request that you send the information by email? Out of all of the sentences, perhaps this one is the most okay. Okay, so if I saw this, I wouldn't necessarily change it. However, this is just a question of developing habits, good habits, so we can just use an indirect question form, which would be, could you please send the information by email? And that's much more natural, much more approachable. It's less formal, and that's something to think about in contexts where you have to be polite, but you don't really need those levels of formality.